What's up, guys? I'm Ben.
And I'm Tommy.
And we are talking board games.
We are talking board games.
What are we talking today, Tommy?
We are talking Pantheon, Battles of Mythicness. Also known as Mythic Battles Pantheon.
Yes.
This is kind of something that's going under the radar in the tabletop gaming, in the realm of board gaming, if you ask me.
Yes.
At least what I have looked at, everything's been tabletop miniatures. Like, I searched unboxings for this because I'm a nerd. And I watched...
We put out an unboxing, and apparently it wasn't good enough. He has to go find someone else's.
To be fair, I watched it before you put yours up.
Fair.
But every single video that was about Mythic Battles was from some channel that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And from the sound of things, it's more of a tabletop miniatures game. Now, in this game, if you don't know, it did really well in Kickstarter about a year ago.
Yeah.
Really, really successful.
$2.5 million.
$2.5 million. Surprisingly, though, with a very low, like, in the ratio of how much it raised to how many people backed, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
12 million people with 2 million, or 12 million people. 12,000 people with $2 million. To put that into perspective, Blood Rage raised about, I want to say 3.5 with 30,000 people. Mm-hmm. So this was an expensive campaign.
A lot of people were buying in hard.
Yeah, and to go all out, $500. That's not including shipping as far as I'm concerned.
Nope.
That much packaging.
That much content.
You're gonna be paying a lot for shipping.
Yes.
Probably, I would guess about $50 to $100, depending on where.
But in case you missed my unboxing video, we came across mine a little differently.
Indeed.
I did not kickstart this.
You did not.
I kind of wanted to at the time.
Oh, man, I wish you would have.
I don't know how much more. I probably would have done any add-ons. Maybe.
Sinner.
I know. Some of us have money to manage. But someone was selling a copy locally, and after doing a little research after it came out, I was like, this sounds like something I might actually enjoy, because I was in the camp of tabletop miniatures game. I don't play those, I play board games.
Sure.
That's a lot of money to spend. It's not a board game. But after reading reviews, seeing some stuff, I was like, actually, that might be something I like. So I was able to trade a few games, spend a substantial amount of money, and I got a Kickstarter copy.
Voila!
Ta-da! Here it is.
Yeah. Just to go over a brief rules explanation about this game, this is an interesting deck builder in that you build your deck before you play.
Through drafting.
Through drafting of specific players? Is that?
Units.
Units? Sure. You're drafting these specific units, and then based on the units that you draft, they will give you a certain amount of cards that are their cards.
Activation cards.
Activation cards, and then you might also get some Art of War cards, which will do special things in the game. And then basically what you're doing is you have a hand of cards. Each turn you draw a card, and then you play an activation card, and you deploy your units, you move your units, you attack other units from your enemies, and you try to pick up things to...
Some scenarios have various objectives.
Yeah.
But that's mostly it. You're attacking and picking up these crystal things that...
Honestly, if this game was watered down to have a deck of cards and play them to use your things, and they didn't have the theme and the abilities and the building this yourself aspect, this game would be garbage.
I don't want to say there's not a ton of game to it, but...
No, we were talking about this yesterday, or Monday. This game, it feels empty at times.
Well, there's 6 actions you can do. 6.
And 2 of those actions are basically the same.
Walk and run. And 2 more...
2 more are basically the same.
Pick up a crystal or absorb a crystal.
Yeah. And then you have attack
and
deploy, which deploy is basically a one-time action.
You get onto the board and then attacking. Like, that's it.
It
boils down to almost 3
so
things.
Empty in that regard. But what you do with those actions and the maps themselves.
Totally. I had no idea going into this that the map could play such an effect on the game.
No, the maps are amazing. Some of them have rivers, and in the rivers, special things happen. Some of them have lakes, and lakes are unique. And some of them have rocks, and you you can't go onto a rock unless you have climb.
There's like 9, 10 different types of terrain that can come on any of
2,
these
4,
maps.
6, 8, 10, 12 different types of terrain.
Yeah.
This is the player aid, by the way. It's double-sided. It's pretty substantial, but it really goes into depth. I almost feel like this is too much.
Yeah,
because looking at this, at least in my experience, the few things that I was looking at was these and these.
Yeah, this front side here is really good for teaching because it goes over the turn order,
right.
the structure, the different actions you can take. But you get that down, you'll have that halfway through your first game.
Do you have a mini that you can grab?
Do you want a mini or a
Maxi?
Not so mini? Let me just showcase a few. These are the ones that come in the core box.
If you haven't watched Ben's unboxing, go look at it, especially if you're interested in minis. This is a mini that comes in the game. I want to show off how straight that is. These minis are amazing. I am not a mini.
It's different plastic, I think, than
what we're used to.
Yeah, because this plastic is very firm and it's got like kind
springy.
of a spring to it, whereas a lot of the other miniature games
they're
and
more
game
bendy, so they don't
rubbery,
break.
Yeah.
This would probably snap.
You could snap this, whereas another miniature it would just kind of
bend.
Correct.
But man, this
it's cool.
The detail is just fantastic.
You see scales, you see like ripples.
We probably look like huge dorks. Like everybody's like, duh, they're freaking Monolith, and it's like I don't know. This is my first experience with a Monolith game. This is also my first, and I'm going to compare this a lot to tabletop miniatures, which I have zero experience with.
No, nor do I really have any desire to get into it.
Right. This is what I was hoping tabletop miniatures would be, or what a good, like if I could design a tabletop miniatures game, this is what I would want it to be. Yeah. Something that has a board where I'm not measuring crap, something where I can have units that are moving. I know that there are even some units that allow you to move other units with you, I think. So that this is what I was hoping that a tabletop miniatures game would be. That being said, the way that the maps work, I love this game. I really, really like this game. And the more that I play this game, the more I want to play this game.
It gives you that, I can do better. I can do better in my drafting. I can do better on the board. I can do better activating my army. It gives you that, I want to do better than I did last game. Who can I play? Who can I beat? Who can I
synergize really well with? What gods will synergize with what heroes? What
with
monsters?
What map? With what scenario? With what my opponents
Every time we play this game, something happens where I'm like, that was so stupid. How could you do that? And then it's just like, man, you thought about that so well. For example, I would not recommend playing the first scenario.
Maybe not your first game.
Right.
I'd be interested to go back and try it now, though.
I would be too. Especially with all the different...
With more options, yeah.
With more options. But I would jump into something else. Well, the first scenario is pretty quick, so that's nice about it.
Yeah.
We were able to play 2 games.
And by first scenario, we don't mean there's a beginner, like an introductory, like, this is your first game, walkthrough.
Like walks you
like
through
it's
it.
the first scenario in the actual list of scenarios that we're talking about. That's what we played.
Right. But the one that we played next today,
yeah,
it was so cool, and I love playing with the extra people.
That's all you get in the base game.
This is all you get in the base game. No, there's some monsters. I don't know where they are.
4 of them right there.
Yeah, there's 4 other monsters. So this is all you get in the base game. These are the gods that come in the
stretch goals.
In the stretch goals. Just the gods. Then you also have a huge stack of monsters, a huge stack of heroes.
We will give a visual representation for you right here.
Oh my gosh, as he knocks them over. And let's I think it's just like that, right?
Yep.
This is what came if you kickstarted it.
Yep.
You are missing a lot by not getting this stuff. You can get this stuff. I believe Pandora's Box is going to be available as a...
See, I don't know. I didn't follow the campaign.
I did not either.
So...
But there's a ton of expansion content.
No,
there's
man.
a ton of stuff that, even if you can't get this, there's a ton of expansion content. And it is worth it.
Outside of this, there's just as much that I did not get.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
We counted the cards. That's what it is, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
It's about twice as much as I have that's floating around in other add-ons that we did not get. But
Plus extra maps. Plus, oh man. Here's what I love about the game. Okay? And this is why I was hoping for it. When Song of Ice and Fire came out, I really wanted to back it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I liked the system of creating this
unique army with
where you're moving them. And,
synergize,
yeah, exactly. Trying to work out these great synergies. From what I can tell, I don't think it has the same level of synergization, which is a word, as this game does.
No.
I have not played that game. I have not played any other tabletop miniatures game. I know nothing about tabletop miniatures. I am speaking from my butt. But what I love about this game, the maps and how different they are, how different the scenarios are, but the you're building this deck based off the cost here, and I don't know if you can see that. That says a 6. Generally, when you play, you get 16?
18 in a two-player game.
It's always 18 in a two-player game?
The different scenario might change, but if you're doing like a skirmish, the standard is 18.
18. So you are trying to synergize and get these cool... You get one god.
One god.
You can have as many monsters. You can have as many heroes.
And as many troops.
And as many troops as you want. And this is chess on steroids to the power of 100.
It's large claim.
The fact you had said this before we played. You were like, the troops are like your pawns, and these are like your things, and
That's
this is like your king.
Literally
and your queen.
how it feels.
It does, because you're throwing these guys out there.
It's like, who cares if they die?
Yeah, you're throwing them out there to maybe do something, to maybe like stir up the water and draw some fire, and then they die, and then they're gone, and you can bring them back if you want, but you probably won't.
Then your heroes and monsters, it's like, okay, these guys are good. I don't want them to die, but as long as they accomplish their objective, they take someone down with them. I'm okay losing them.
Right.
But then you have your god or your divinity, and it's like, they are my queen. They rock. They are just killer. But if they die, I'm done.
You need to be defensive with it.
Yeah, you
need
can't
to be
just
offensive
run around
and offensive. It's so cool. It's so cool, and each person is so unique and does different things. Oh my god!
Everyone has talents and abilities, like talents and powers. So you get up to 5
right,
unique things for each one.
The talents they're basically like passive abilities.
Yeah.
Like one of them draws attack to them, so if you're trying to protect somebody.
Or gives bonus to surrounding troops, lets you climb on stuff that normally could. It's pretty basic stuff, but then the abilities that they have are like, each one's super unique, like almost game-breaking sometimes.
Yes, it feels like it sometimes. It feels like some of these people...
Achilles.
Oh my gosh. He ignores the first 2 attacks, or the first attack. He's got
almost full
9
defense,
defense, I think. He's so hard to hit, so you're like, yes, I got a hit. Oh, by the way, that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, and like Zeus has everybody knows who Zeus is, and when you play with Zeus, he's close combat, but you can use this lightning attack that attacks everybody in that area.
It just blows up.
It just blows, and it deals so much damage, and it's so cool, and it's so thematic, and everybody's like that.
So going into this, I was like, okay, it's a miniatures game. That's cool. I like miniatures. But I'd read somewhere that someone, and I did the chess thing, that was something I read, but someone had said that this game is very appealing because it does tabletop miniatures. It does like your generic board game, fun roll dice type,
Sure.
King of Tokyo, push your luck, roll the dice type combat. But then it also appeals to the board gamer, Eurogamer with the hand management of the cards.
Which is huge.
Awesome. So
probably one of the best implementations.
It's such a smooth mixture of those 3 things. Tabletop wargaming, board games, and, like Euro hand management card games. All in one. Because you have those Art of War cards that you mentioned, and they let you do so many different things, but you're limited because you have so many of them in your deck. But they let you search your deck. You could... So you're top decking, which was a concern of yours, right? Because you're drawing cards,
for sure.
It's like, well, I need to activate this person, but you discard one of these Art of War cards, you get to search your deck for any single card.
Yeah.
Which is like super cool, right?
But then you're also limited to those.
But
you can't just be like like the first game that we played, I was like, wow, I can search my deck, take this, take this, take this, and then it gets to playing and I'm like, shoot, I don't have any Art of War cards left over.
And you need your Art of War to do a second activation if you'd like. You need your Art of War card to activate some of your special abilities, which are super cool. It lets you draw 2 cards. And you have a set number and you're trying to manage those, but you don't want to be like overly passive with them because then you're not being effective.
Right.
Oh man,
it
turns it into a game.
The choices you have with such little choices are amazing. It is. It's so cool that you start with a hand of 3 cards, and I'd be hard pressed to say that you will ever go over that by too much in our game. I did by like a ton.
Yes.
Because of the specific scenario that we were playing.
Mm-hmm.
But what was also cool about the scenario was there was rock slides happening. And like, oh my gosh. It's so... Every game feels different. At least the ones that we've played so far.
Yeah. The games I've played, the best word to describe it is epic.
Yes.
Like, you sit back, and one game I had Achilles, which you go on the story of Achilles. It's Achilles heel. But you know the story of him, right? He was dipped in the river Styx, and the only thing that was vulnerable on him was his heel, and he took an arrow into it, and he died. But other than that, he was invincible. So he starts this game with so much health, and like we said...
Not that much health.
Not enough health, but I mean defense. His defense is really high. He's super hard to hit, and then when you do hit him, you have to do 2 damage to even give him 1 damage. And I had him out there fighting a Titan and a Hydra, and he was stuck on this space fighting them, and he was whittling him down, and I was like...
The Titan, by the way, is like this
massive.
Big. He's huge.
And he has 12 health, and he has full dice on... But he's there, he's whittling him down, he's stuck, and he's fighting at him, and they can barely damage him each turn, and I'm like, he might just do this, Achilles might just do this. But, you get those moments, and then we were playing, and I had Artemis, and... Was it Artemis? Artemis. And she's up on the steps, and she's got her bow.
Flinging arrows.
Just flinging arrows across the board, because she's got this altitude, and she got the...
It's so cool.
You get these epic...
It's so epic. You're right. That's a really good way of describing this. I did not know what to expect going into this game. I knew less about this than you did when you taught this to me. And that was both of our first games. So I had literally looked this up on Kickstarter. I was like, looks cool. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I played this. I cannot get off the Kickstarter page and the BGG pages, and I'm just looking at everything, and I love this game. Yep. It's so good.
You want to explore everything. All the cards, all the maps, the scenarios.
Getting to know each of these and be like, oh, you know who would really work well with this person is this person.
Yep. It's
so cool. It's so cool. If you have been looking into this game at all, check it out. It is going to be expensive.
The bad news is I think they're not putting it in retail.
Stop. I lied.
But you can probably find copies.
Are they going to be kickstarting it again?
That's what I hear rumored. If not, though,
because Conan was in Kickstarter. This is the same people that did Conan, but they also put it in.
And they put it in retail. I think they learned a lesson because I don't think it's sold in retail really well. I've seen it at like discounted rates a lot of places.
Another disclaimer about this game: it is Monolith, and that means that their art is pretty raunchy.
There's a little bit of nudity.
We'll censor that out. We probably won't.
No, but yeah, it's not something you want to be.
This is definitely
be mindful of that. There's
you're not going to play this with your kid.
Yeah, there's not many characters, and so you can.
You could take them out.
Yeah, it's very few, and it's mostly topless women, but for the most part they're shadowed. It's at weird angles. Really women. They're monsters,
and like spiders.
Yeah, it's appealing to some people, but yeah, there's that to keep in mind. But anyways,
if you see this hit Kickstarter again,
or someone invites you over just to play it,
I would urge you to try it out because if this does hit Kickstarter, I might just go all in.
Do you want to hear something really cool? So you can find this on the forums, but there is actually in the stretch goal stuff an extra mini that people were commenting, what is this for? This doesn't match any cards. Guess what it is? It is a Viking mini, a single Viking mini as a tease for their Mythic Battles Norse.
Really?
2019, I think that's when it's supposed to become the Kickstarter. It will be the same game, or probably the same game, they might do some rules changes, but it'll be with Norse mythology.
No kidding.
So you'll have Odin and Loki and all those Thor and them all as your gods, and you'll have the clans of Vikings and stuff. Cool, right? So, anyways,
That
there's that
is
to look
pretty
forward
cool.
to. There's that to look forward to.
That is pretty
So,
cool. I wonder if the I wonder if it's going to be any different. Like
I don't
in
know if the
terms
system will change. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good indicator will be how different Batman is from Conan.
Is that also Monolith?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Batman is supposed to be retheming of Conan.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be in the same realm as Conan?
No.
This and Conan are nothing like
This
it.
is a
Conan.
mythic game. Mythic games.
The Mythic game.
Yes.
You see that? It's a Mythic game.
Mythic Yarn. Anyways, we love it.
We love it a
If
lot.
you get a
I
chance
really
to
want
play
to play
it,
this some
play
more.
it, yeah.
We might have time tonight. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Again, go check out the unboxing. You can see a few of the minis up close and some of the cards and
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll try and have some images hopefully that went across the screen as you're watching that too.
But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Go check us out on all of our platforms. Like, comment,
Subscribe.
share. Let's get some views up in her. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. But also, yeah, subscribe and share.
Yeah.
And don't do that.
No.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time
Yeah.
again. And bye.
Later.